Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. So today I'm in my GMC Yukon XL. This is the SLE trim, but it has the 3-liter Duramax engine in it with a 10-speed transmission. And this is a great road trip vehicle. I'm actually about 600 miles into a road trip of 1,800 miles total. So I want to give you guys kind of an MPG update. And then also talk about biodiesel, because I live in northern Utah, and we're traveling down from northern Utah all the way down to southern California and then back. And one thing that I ran into last time, I came down here, it's been about a year and a half ago, and I came down with my diesel, my Silverado 2500 HD Duramax truck. I came down here, and I had to fill up with diesel while I was in Southern California, and I came across pumps that had this B20 Bio Diesel blend at the pump instead of like diesel number 2, which I'd never seen before, and so I wanted to look into it. So I wanted to give you some information on how this has the LM2 3-liter Duramax engine, how this handles the biodiesel blends. Okay, so according to the owner's manual, you can use the biodiesel blends of 20% or less. So B20 is a biodiesel of 20% blend, and so this vehicle can easily handle that, accept that. That's not going to harm the engine. Also, the MPG is not going to be harmed or really increased. It's just going to, from what I've heard, is it's not going to really help or hinder the MPG. It's just going to act like regular diesel. A couple things to know about the biodiesel, and this is all kind of newer information to me because it's not available in my area. Where I live, it's a mountainous area. It gets freezing temperatures half of the year. Biodiesel, you don't want to use it if the vehicle is going to be in freezing temperatures or below freezing temperatures. Not good for long-term storage. So if your vehicle is not going to be driven for like a month or more, you don't want to keep biodiesel just sitting in the tank. You want to burn off that or burn that fuel and then fill it up with regular diesel number 2 before you get back on the road, or before you store it. And so it doesn't store well. It's not good in freezing temperatures, and that's probably why it's not available in my area. And so Southern California, you can see, it doesn't really freeze down there, so it's more appropriate if it can be used there. Also, I've seen that it can be a little bit cheaper too. The biodiesel can be a little bit cheaper than the regular diesel, so therefore it might be some advantages if you can get it cheaper and you get the same MPG and same performance. Well, it might be worth doing. Also, if your vehicle is in freezing weather, it can kind of the oils and the wax, some of the waxes, some of the fats in the biodiesel can kind of solidify, and it can clog up your fuel filter quicker, and you might need to change out your fuel filter. So that's why you don't want to let it freeze inside of the car or the truck when you're using the biodiesel. So I bring that up because I'm into Southern California. I'm not really in there yet. I'm just kind of like in the high desert area of California. But I filled up before I was in Southern Nevada, like Las Vegas area. Filled up there. I'll be able to go all the way down to Southern California and back. I won't even have to fill up this vehicle in California because this has such a great MPG and a decent sized fuel tank. For example, if I look at my drive summary here, I filled up about 146 miles ago, and still have a 671 mile range, so over 800 miles of range when this thing's full of fuel. That's pretty impressive, and so I'll be able to drive it. Now, I'm not going to drive 800 miles before filling up. I'll fill up before then, but I'll be able to easily get that. Let me show you my MPG so far on this trip. 635 miles into the trip, and my average MPG is 28.7 MPG. That's at an average 61.5 miles per hour. So it's been mainly highway driving. It's probably got 40 to 50 miles of city driving. Mainly it's highway driving around the speed limit, 70 to 80 miles an hour. That's been the speed limit, and so that's where this has really done a good job. So with having, this gets almost 28, 29 miles of the gallon on the highway. With it, it holds 28 gallons of fuel. So you do the math, and you easily have over 800 miles of range. So that's really where this is awesome. This is really was a big advantage over the 5.3 V8 engine, is you just have a much bigger range capacity. You don't have to worry about filling up every so often. It's like, we can do this. I can do this 1,600 mile trip technically in 2 tanks of gas, 2 tanks of diesel fuel in this, which is pretty impressive. This Yukon has about 13,000 miles, 13,500 miles on it. So we've had it for a little over a year now, about 13 months. I've put about 13,000 miles on it. So the diesel now is really kind of broken in, and we're starting to get, I think, probably the maximum MPG we're going to be getting on this thing. But 28 miles of the gallon, it'll probably even get a little bit better because a lot of this is going to be, downhill, and we're going to lower elevation. But getting, 28, 29 miles of the gallon in a vehicle this big that can comfortably sit 8 people, that can tow 7,700 pounds is pretty impressive. And this has been great. I mean, there hasn't been any issues. I've changed the oil in it 3 times so far. That's really been the only maintenance that we've had, and just filling up the DEF fluid. This really does pretty good on the DEF fluid. I've probably gotten 5,000 to 7,000 miles out of a full tank of DEF, and it only holds 5 gallons. So it really isn't that big of an inconvenience to fill up the DEF fluid in this. And to get that kind of mileage is really impressive. So anyways, guys, I want to share this information with you, especially if you're looking at a Suburban, Tahoe, Yukon XL, or even the half-ton trucks, the Sierras or the Silverados. If you're looking at these and you're looking at what engine to get, like the little small, the 4-cylinder turbo. In the full-size SUVs right now, it's really just the V8, the 5.3, the 3-liter diesel, or the 6.2 gas, and like the Denali and High Country type trims. But this is a great engine option, especially just with how quiet, smooth. It's got good power, and just the fuel economy is really awesome. Anyways, guys, well, thanks for watching the video. Hopefully you found this informational or helpful. Be sure to hit that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks.